Good afternoon, Houston. It is me, Reyes, and you're tuning into the Resource Roundup with me, Reyes. I know it's been a minute. It almost seems like forever in pandemic time, but I think it's been about a month or so since we've last seen each other. In case you didn't know, of course, no, there was a winter storm, and I did not have power for a few days. It was not fun, but here I am. I hope you are well too. And so if you haven't tuned in before, this is the Resource Roundup and with Fresh Arts. Fresh Arts is a nonprofit arts organization primarily based out of Houston, Texas, but through our virtual channels, such as this one, we have a kind of a reach that extends beyond Houston. So we try to incorporate and accommodate a lot of different groups and peoples from all over Texas, maybe even the world. I think we got some fans in France somehow, but I'm cool with it, and bonjour. So one thing that we're going to go through today is we're going to have some disaster resources brought up. Then we're going to get into the opportunities, and then we're going to get into some news stuff. So let's get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to show you some disaster resources that if you need them, they're there. So here we go. So the first thing I want to bring up is Harris County's Ready Harris winter weather recovery resource page. And what this does is that it's a pretty good breakdown of all the stuff that's available through the county. So you can do homes damage reports, business damage surveys, basic needs assistance, cleanup, home repair, cleanup guide, all kinds of good stuff. That if you need it, it's right here. So that is Harris County's Ready Harris Winter Weather Recovery Resources. Up next, we have United Way. United Way's Winter Storm Recovery Help page. And this is kind of a bit more perhaps intuitive. You can get text help. And the resources are available in Spanish as well. So that's cool. What this page or what this resource does is that it kind of connects you and lets you know of the different resources available throughout Houston. And so here you'll see distribution sites for all kinds of food banks if you need it. The next one, what is today? The 4th, there's some today, there's some tomorrow, and there's some this week rather. So again, take advantage of this if you need it. It's all here. If you click on the food and water, it's got some other ones in terms of how to find homes and how to repair your stuff and get funds to do that. All this good stuff. So please tap into it if you need it. And that is the United Way Winter Storm Recovery Help page. Up next, we have Disasterassistance.gov. This is the FEMA page. So if you haven't already, if you've had some damage done to your home because of the the winter storm, then definitely go here. This is where you begin to file claims. And here is even the info to kind of do it. Do note that it does not pay for fuel or cover food losses. So if you need that, refer to the other resources I just mentioned. This is mostly to repair stuff, to get funds to repair your home, bust pipes, all that stuff. And so tap into here if you need that. I will tell you though that FEMA, they can deny your claim. So just be ready for that if that happens, unfortunately. Up next, we have HAAs. And so though they kind of refer to Ready Harris, something that I've already mentioned, they're more focused on the arts. And so as you can see, this is their disaster resilience for artists and nonprofits. And this one has kind of a more bent for artists and nonprofit organizations. And so for this, it takes you to a survey that records what artists and local nonprofits need. So that's more of like a nonprofit bent in the collection of this data. And also there's also just a general cool guide on what to do in terms of disasters and how to prep for them as an artist. So definitely look into this for at least hurricane season. So there's that. And then finally, there is the Utility Assistance Program with Baker Ripley. This helps people with payment of their electricity and gas bills. So if you need that, please tap into this resource. This is, again, Baker Ripley's Utility Assistance Program. And the eligibility is that you have to be a resident of Harris County, and you have to meet a few other things. But mostly it seems to be you have to be a resident of Harris County. And so that's it for the resources that I want to bring up for the winter storm. And also COVID-19, a lot of these still also apply to the COVID-19 pandemic, two things at once. Oh man, that was a whole thing. But again, if you need these resources, please use them. They are at your disposal. And so now we're going to get into opportunities and kind of a shift. And so the first one we're going to start off with is the city of Austin. They have an art and public places program where they're trying to get people to join a pool of their talent pool. And you can come from pretty much anywhere as long as you're in the United States or territories. And so this is to tap into their city public funding for arts. And so what I believe they're doing is they're pooling together a list of artists first, if you qualify for what they're doing, and then they'll draw from there. And probably invite you to, for proposals and all that good stuff. But for now, I believe you kind of join in this pool, their pre-qualified artist pool, if you will. So that is due this Sunday. So get on it. Yes, and this is, I believe here, they grant, and if you are in the pool and they can draw from you, you have the potential to go into individual project budgets of getting $30,000 to $500,000 plus. So it's free, really can't lose. Up next, we have the Creative Capital 2022. I know this said March 1st. I got to fix that real quick, but they actually extended the deadline to March 8th. So I noted that there and noted it here. After the roundup, I'll definitely fix this one. But this is the one I told you. It's a pretty intense application process. It's the one where they ask you like 10 questions, but they're only like 100 words each or so. But I think if you really push it, if you really strong arm it, you could probably get it done. And if you do, and if you don't get it, then at least you'll be prepared for next year to work on it a bit more. But this again is up to $50,000 in direct funding, plus additional career development services. So this is a pretty good career maker. If you haven't made it, broke through yet, this is the one that if you get it, you're pretty much set. People have won this award and have gone to win like international awards. So it's a good one. It's just a little tedious, but if you get it, you're set. So Creative Capital 2022. It is free to apply, and again, the deadline was extended to Monday, this coming Monday. The next resource is a job opening at the Moody Center for the Arts, the Director of Marketing and Communications. Moody Center for the Arts is based out of Rice University. So this is a full-time exempt position. All that good stuff. Likewise, due Monday, March 8th. Up next, we have the National Endowment for the Arts. They have literature fellowships. So writers, what this does is offers $25,000 in grants and for prose and poetry. No, I believe this time it's prose. So sorry, poets. I know the distinction is ridiculous, but it is what it is. So if you're a prose writer, whether it be fiction or nonfiction, definitely apply to this. It's free. It's from the government. So, I mean, really, it's our money that we got to tap into. So you just have to apply for it. So this is due Wednesday, March 10th. I will say that if you're hearing this, start it now. You have to like document your publications and all this. It's a weird application, but they do it for their for their purposes. But again, 25 grand. If you did, you can't win it if you can't apply, if you don't apply. Next we have another thing for writers, but this is more for emerging voices, emerging voices. So this is kind of like a skill building mentorship program where they'll pair you up. If you receive this, they'll pair you up with the mentor who can then help you, introduce you to other people. But if you get chosen, you'll get $1,000 as well. So it's kind of like a paid little mentorship program. So that is due Wednesday, March 17th. It is for writers. I believe it doesn't really matter if you're fiction or poetry. So just do it. And it is $25 to apply. So just note that as well. But if you went to the Tala workshops, or if you tap into our artist resource library, submission fees are tax deductible. Well, they are in my case. If you consider yourself a small business, all that good stuff, just go to the resource library, read the article that we just posted to kind of get to know that, again, submission fees that you submit to, though annoying, they actually are tax deductible in many cases. So definitely look into that. Up next, we have the Dance Source Houston Spark Dance Grant. This is a grant for dancers. What this does is it provides a grant for $3,000, and they're going to award 5 of them, I believe. Wait, am I doing my math right? Yes, $3,000. No, they're $3,000, $15,000 maximum sub, right? Oh man, my pandemic brain. I believe that's 5 projects. Yeah. Oh man. Just please check my math on that. But you have to be. The cool thing is you can be based in the Houston region, so that's Austin County, Brazoria, Chambers, Fort Bend, Galveston, Harris, Liberty, Montgomery, and Waller counties. And it is for dance. We're a fan of our dancers here in Houston, so I know we don't usually get a lot of grants just for them, but Dance Source Houston is on it. So definitely tap into this if you're a dancer and you need those funds to create your cool, awesome art. So that is due Friday, March 19th, and you'll get the results by April. So that's a really, really quick turnaround time, if I do say so myself. Up next, we have the Galveston Artist Residency. This is a really cool one. This is due March 20th, Saturday. The cool thing is that it's it's a residency for visual and crafting artists. So sculptors, painters, photographers, all that good stuff. This is a fully funded residency, and you receive a studio, an apartment, a monthly stipend of $1,000 a month, and a $500 travel stipend. So this is a really, really awesome program. The artists in there have been great from what I've seen of who they've accepted in the past. So definitely check this out. So this is due again March 20th. It's free, fairly simple application. So the statement of intent, which again, if you don't know where to get started, we also have a resource for that, a toolkit, a grant proposal toolkit that will definitely help you out with that one. So check this out. Up next, we have Play Houston Award for BIPOC ceramic artists. If you don't know, BIPOC is anyone who identifies as Black, Indigenous, and or a person of color. So this is for ceramic artists, which I think is awesome. Always a fan of our sculptors and ceramic artists. And what this is that it gives a few winners, I believe 2 winners, $1,200 each. So it's a fairly simple application process. It's the name, photographs of your work, and an artist statement, which again, if you don't have one, we have a toolkit for that as well. We've got you covered. So definitely check out our artist resource library to know about get some tips about taxes, get toolkits on grant proposal writing and artist statement writing. So we got you covered. So again, 2 awards, $1,200 each. Get to it. March 22nd. Up next, we have the National Endowment for the Arts. Again, they have research grants in the arts. So what they do is these support research studies that investigate the value and or impact of the arts, either as individual components of the U.S. arts ecology or as they interact with each other, or with other domains of American life. So this is more to do like surveys, research. So if you're an artist, not so much like an art project, but if you're an organization or someone who studies populations or something like that, this is more to focus on the arts, right? So I think this is a really cool instance to do that. It's free to apply against the National Endowment for the Arts. You can go into economic impact studies of the arts, organizational research, secondary data, all that good stuff. So read it all here on this page. This grants will range from $10,000 to $100,000. And I believe, okay, no, that's really the most that I can glean from. Oh no, yes, an official applicant organizations must be nonprofit, tax exempt, 501c3 U.S. organizations. But if you don't have that, we also have a fiscal sponsorship program. So we've got you covered in so many ways. I believe here for that, just go to, I'm silly, where is it at? It's in the, right now, just again, I've told you I can even do $15,000 breaking down to 5. So take my word on it. Oh, it's right here, sponsorship. See, right in front of me. So if you want to tap into the fiscal sponsorship program, which things that you'll need to tap into funds like this, check that resource out from our website. This is due Monday, March 29th. Up next, we have Kgmca Prh Fellowship. This is the Center for Art and Social Engagement and Project Row House's partnership to create a fellowship program. It's really cool. The people that I've known that have got it have been great. So what you get is you get a $15,000 stipend, a $5,000 project or research budget, and it provides local housing. I don't know if they do that for now, but again, this is a really cool program, fellowship program. They're only taking one this year, unfortunately. Usually they take 2, one from out of Houston and one within Houston, but they're only doing within Houston. So, and again, in the greater Houston area, so you just don't have to be in Harris. You can be in Galveston, Brazoria, all that good stuff. So it is free to apply, I believe, and this is due Monday, March 29th. They do have some info sessions coming up, so check out their website, which again, you can always click on these links over here to learn more. Up next, we have Space City Underground Literary Magazine. They have a call for submissions for visual and literary arts. They are a Houston-based literary journal that also showcases art and writing. So again, if you've got some stuff to submit that you want people to read, check this one out. Submit. I think they're a fresh new literary magazine in Houston. So support them, and hopefully they'll support you as well. This is due at the end of the month, Wednesday, March 31st. It is free to submit. And also the cool thing that I want to mention is that they only focus on emerging and aspiring writers. And so people who do not have an MFA, right? So I think that's a really cool thing to showcase of the talent in Houston, is those that do not have that institutional approval, but guess what? You're still doing the work. You're still putting in the hours. Definitely submit to these guys. And then finally, for opportunities, we have the Up Art Studio Mini Murals program. If you've been driving around Houston, you see the electrical boxes with cool art on it. These are the people behind that. It's a really awesome program, and it is open for submissions. And I think you have to first be part of their registry. So you join their registry, and then I think from there they pull from that pool. And so what you get is commissioned artists are paid $1,000 for each project. That includes a $750 artist fee and a $250 stipend for materials. So you don't have to be a single artist, but the thing is, if more than one artist works on the mini mural, the artist fee is split. So again, if you want one of your works to be on the electrical boxes, those grid boxes, this is how you do it. Again, this is due Wednesday, March 31st, and it is free to apply. And so that concludes for the opportunity aspect of the resource roundup. I also want to bring up some news items that may be of use to you. So in case if you haven't heard, let me put that away real quick. So if you haven't heard, Governor Greg Abbott will be opening restaurants and all kinds of spaces in Texas, 100% capacity next Wednesday. And so obviously, whether you agree or disagree with that position, you still may be nervous about going out and venturing into different spaces if you must. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two cool resources that show who is still enforcing which businesses are still enforcing mask rules and guidelines. So first, let me go back to sharing my screen on that. And so the first thing you want to tap into is the It's Not Hugh, It's Me, which is an amazing name, by the way, y'all. It's Not Hugh, It's Me. And so what they did is they did a user survey to kind of log in people, businesses, the Safe Houston business kind of like list. And so let me see how they put it. This is a spreadsheet and list of places that are prioritizing the health and wellness of its patrons and employees by enforcing mask wearing and social distancing practices. So again, it's a user submitted list. So it is what it is. And it's a pretty good list. So once you click on this one, the Google Sheet, and again, to get here, it's a link tree. It's also on their Instagram as It's Not Hugh, It's Me. The link should be in the comments. But once you click on the Google Sheet, it'll take you to here. And so you can check on which businesses are still enforcing mask guidelines and what capacity, when did the source, right? How was it seen, and any other info. So I think this is pretty cool. And so just look for your business. If there's any business that you like to frequent, definitely check this out and then search for the business that you want to Patreon and see if they do. If this is what you need, and if this what will help you feel safe in going to different spaces. And the next one is again kind of the same thing, but again the issue with kind of like user fed lists is that it's user fed. No, not to rag on It's Not Hugh, It's Me, but rather it's just kind of like you want all the information available. And so Houstonia also has its own article about which businesses are also enforcing mask guidelines. So you're going to want to double check both, right? So if you like a business and you can't find it on this list, check this list and vice versa. So check both if it's something that you really care about. So this is for your knowledge. Use it as you will. So just wanted to provide that to you. And there you have it. So again, hopefully all of that helps you out. Hopefully you get all the funds, you apply to all the things, you get all the money. And again, you're always welcome to let us know if you ever win anything or if you learn of anything here and you move through a process and if you win, amazing. If you don't, hey, still let us know if you find these things helpful. We like knowing that the information that we're presenting to you is useful. So just let us know. And then as far as other things that you can do in the meantime between resource roundups is you can sign up for a resource opportunity newsletter. It goes out after the roundup. So this is kind of like your first taste, and you get tips from me about how to apply to different things. And the newsletter is just kind of the information that you can use at your disposal. So again, sign up for our newsletters there, right there. And so what you're going to want to do is go to our website, check out all the amazing resources. Again, we have a resource library where if you're trying to look for an entry point into these different complex topics, we have you covered. And so right there as well, our business resources, toolkits, and webinars, they're all there. So again, we will be posting the TALA tax workshop shortly when we get those videos. And we're going to post them. We're going to have them available for you for the tax season. You can also visit TALA on their website, Texas Accountants and Lawyers for the Arts, but we'll also get you a way to find it if you're tuned into our social media and if you follow us. So that's about it for today. Again, I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. If anything happened to you in the winter storm, I hope you're okay. Again, use those resources at the beginning of this video if you need them. But again, thanks for watching. Thanks to the Fresh Arts team. Thanks to all the viewers. I'll see you next time.